This is Monster Mash!
HellRaiser 3, Hell on Earth. Tonight we're talking about the 1992 infamous horror flick, and when I say infamous, it's infamous for all the wrong reasons. Some of the right reasons, but mainly all the wrong ones. So let's get into it.
Ready for your close-up, Joey?
Yeah, so Doug Bradley he's here, he's reprising his role as the infamous, iconic fucking Hell Priest, or Pinhead, like the girl calls him at the end of the movie.
Play with this Pinhead!
Alright, so this isn't your standard HellRaiser movie. If you're used to what you saw in the first two films, then buckle the fuck up, because this is totally different. It's the 90s, baby, and it's in your fucking face. Literally. I guess you can say that this movie definitely takes a turn for the worst. It just basically strays away from a lot of the original source material, pretty much making it feel non-existent. The whole HellRaiser aspect was taken out of it, almost like they took the HellRaiser right out of HellRaiser, if that makes any sense.
What else? What else?
Definitely a clear product of the 90s, the same way as the two other films were a product of the 80s. It definitely shows that this movie was a 90s flick. All I can say is that it's not a good look for the movie. So Clive Barker was the director and the writer of the two original films, and also he wrote the novel The Hellbound Heart, in which HellRaiser 1 and 2 were based off of. Here in this movie, he's not directing anymore. It's just Clive Barker presents. That's an immediate red flag. This was the film that was the turning point in the franchise, pretty much buried right then and there with this third installment. After that, every other sequel just went straight to DVD or VHS or straight to video. And to this day, there still hasn't been a theatrical release of a HellRaiser film.
It has already begun.
Don't get me wrong, this movie has a lot of really good elements, some pretty cool special effects, makeup effects, some really cool pyrotechnics, and a lot of really awesome shit going on in it. It had the potential to be a good film, but in a lot of areas it just fell short really badly. Why they chose CDs as a throwing weapon instead of saw blades or something practical that makes sense is beyond me. Have you ever seen what happens if you throw a CD at a hard surface like a wall or at the ground or something? 9 times out of the 10 that motherfucker's gonna explode everywhere in 1,000 pieces all over the room. But not here, not in fucking HellRaiser 3, Hell on Earth. They're going right the fuck through people's faces, not giving a shit. So when the movie starts, we got this guy. He's a prick, fucking evil jerk. He kind of resembles like a young version of Frank from the first two movies. Evil fucker buys the creepy ass statue thing from the end of the second film. That thing that was spinning around in the room. Yeah, well, this dude buys the fucking thing and brings it back to his house. Later on in the movie, he ends up fucking this chick and then pretty much essentially feeding her to the statue, ultimately causing Pinhead to be reincarnated, I guess, and come back to fucking life. In this movie, fuck all those original Cenobites. You got flamethrower face guy with fucking barbed wire strapped around his head. Then you got I'm constantly smoking a cigarette chick. We got hydraulic head pump man. And then you got camera face guy. What the fuck? And then last but not least, the one and only CD man. Yeah, he's walking around this bitch like it's 1992, slinging CDs right and left. And we already talked about why CDs. CDs shatter. What the fuck? There was a lot of throwaway characters. I don't really feel like going too deep into it. Like I said before, it just didn't have the HellRaiser feel to it. Okay, so with all the gripes and all the issues aside here that I have with the film, I must say that it does have a lot of really cool scenes and parts of the movie. Like this really fucking iconic shot. Probably the most iconic HellRaiser image that comes to mind.
I am the way.
But it's mainly just the scenes that involve Pinhead. All in all, it wasn't the best film by any means, or the best HellRaiser film, but it wasn't the worst film, or the worst HellRaiser film, if that makes any sense. If you're curious enough to check it out, I guess, watch it. The first two movies were the only ones that really mattered, in my opinion. But if you're a HellRaiser fan, it's worth a watch for sure. Until next time, I'll see you guys on the next episode of Monster Mash.
That's a wrap.
Ah, let's get